1. Good afternoon, Internet. It is March 15th, 2021 at 4:08 p.m. EST, and the
Fashionably
Grammy for the
late.
most subtle smile goes to V.
Oh, hell yeah, you got it. You
Yes,
got it in
I
the
did.
mail.
I just want you to know that I put the black stick, I put the magnet on our fridge at
hmm
home,
hmm
and I put like the sticker on my locker at work.
Oh, cool.
Just in case people are like, oh, what's that? And I'm like, go to subtlesmile.com, which is
Hell
today's
yeah.
sponsor for
Hell
anybody who
yeah.
may see this and be like, dang, what's Subtle Smile? I should find out.
Just saying, just saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a movement. You
You know,
hear?
I actually remembered to wear my gear today.
There you go. You can see what you get your hands on when you like invest in a local brand.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, I myself, it's so strange because I'm not very good at advertising myself. So if I don't love the product, it actually shows on my face. Like here, take this shirt. I just can't do it. Like I
Yeah,
could never
yeah,
sell a
yeah,
product
yeah.
exactly. I could never sell a product that I didn't believe in. So I mean obviously I wear my own stuff on the daily, so it's so comfortable. So especially if you're sensitive, somebody who's really sensitive like me to the weather and things, you can just wear these all season round. So
Yeah, fans can do it, so can you. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Hell yeah.
Right on. So, the title of today's video is V's Green Valentines, and every time we've done this, third time's a charm. We've had something to like promote that you've created, and
Right.
you are like on the back half of creating two distinct products. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have a pre-orders just closed for your next product for you like next clothing thing you created,
Right.
and you dropped your third song Valentine's on Valentine's Day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's right.
Heck yeah. So I wanted to give you some time to like just like tell folks about that. I'll like give my own piece on that. We can talk about hemp, and
Mm-hmm.
we can talk about the Grammys. We're here to do that as well. So let's
Absolutely.
start with you. What have you created recently that we all should know about?
All right. So I guess the most recent thing is those two things that you just mentioned was Valentine's. That was released on Valentine's Day. It's my third single, and the reason I kind of uh, the reason I did my third single on Valentine's Day was because there was a song that I was creating that was actually supposed to be released on Christmas, but due to personal things going on, I wasn't able to release anything at the time. So I had to put all of my work on hold for about a couple months. And if you guys know that my first single, Sweet Poison, was released on Halloween, and then my next single, To My Future Love, was released on Diwali. And so I wanted to do a series of holiday releases for my first three singles, just so I'm kind of new to this. I'm new to releasing my products and things like that. I wanted to see how I'd work with the deadline. Um, you can't help life, unfortunately. I just I couldn't release anything on Christmas. So I thought, what's the next holiday? And it ended up being fucking Valentine's Day. And I was like, holiday. Because, religiously people celebrate, oh, good vibes. Hi, brother. um, I guess it's kind of like I like religiously people have celebrated on October 31st, and religiously people celebrate on Diwali. So religiously people celebrate on Christmas. That was supposed to be the thing. Like real holidays, not Hallmark holidays. So the fact that it was on Valentine's Day, I actually, I didn't toss the song I was working on, but it's just kind of sitting on the back burner for whatever changes it might go through. So I was like, well, this has to be a brand new thing because this is not going to fit what I feel on this day. And yeah, I just had to I created that song in a day, and I recorded it in like a half an hour. And I was like, that's how I feel about Valentine's Day. about as much as you guys show your partners on Valentine's Day is about as much shits I give on Valentine's Day. So, I just, but that being said, it's not like I didn't work hard on the song. It's more, if you know that opinion that I have, then the song makes sense.
For those who haven't, like, who don't follow you on social media,
Mhm.
who don't like, or like subscribe to like your newsletter or something, can you describe the album art? And can you like just like break the fourth wall? Like, how do you feel about Valentine's Day?
Okay, so art, the album art of Valentine's is kind of, it's actually based on a painting I did in high school. That's actually still in my brother's room. I guess I could go get it, but it's like, based on a painting that I did where it's a heart. It's almost like a bloodied heart, except instead of an arrow going through it, like a Cupid's arrow, it's going straight down the middle.
Oh, heartbroken in half. Wow.
So
Okay.
it's kind of like heartbroken in half, but I also did it because um, to show kind of like what I grew up thinking of love. I was always pretty. No, it's mine. It is
Wow.
his. Like his like I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think his friend was interested in the painting actually and was going to get it from me, but my brother's like, "No, I want it." So he has it in his
Oh.
room just laying there. Um but that's it's just kind of what I grew up because I always believe people use the word love very loosely. If I tell you I love you, it's extremely strong. I never use that word. And like the most I say to my brother is sometimes I'll give him a hug. And he does the same to me. He's like, "You know what? You're all right." I mean, like that's we just don't. And like I never grew up using it, but if I'm gonna tell you I love you, then that's substantial. Like I just don't use the word. So that's kind of what I did for that painting. And then I was actually thinking about just taking a picture of the painting and then editing it a little bit to make it the cover because I love the painting so much, which after the podcast, I'll definitely post it on my social media.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, but I just didn't want to go through that because I felt like that painting had more emotion in it than the emotion I feel for Valentine's Day. So I
Not
was
that much
like,
effort.
exactly. So I just kind of, but that drawing is actually based off of that painting, and I just kind of recreated it in a subtle way, and then I kind of scratch. It almost looks like it's etched in the word Valentine's onto the drawing. So
Yeah.
I
Etched in.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, and if you like, it's so weird because I grew up celebrating Valentine's with friends, like even friends who had partners at the time. We'd all get together and we'd just kind of give each other chocolate or bake things. And I'm sorry, let me just. I don't know how to silence my phone. Okay, so then I just kind of grew up more with the sense that it was a friend's holiday. But now I'm all grown up and most of my friends have partners. So we don't do anything anymore together. So I don't celebrate Valentine's Day at all. So now I was just, but then I thought about like, oh, it's just another day. Like you're gonna like go have your dinner with your partner, and like I get that it's a nice holiday where you actually give yourself a date, especially for those of us who are extremely busy. And you don't have time to be like going on dates every day and doing the things you want to do with your partner every day. So it's nice to have like, okay, well, Valentine's Day is coming. Let's definitely take the day off. You kind of agree to it. I can understand that. A lot of people just use that day to show what they should be showing every day.
Hmm.
So I think it's a Hallmark holiday. I mean, what can I say? You buy your chocolates, you buy your cards, which is totally unnecessary. And I'd like to just, if it were me, I'd like to just sit with my partner and watch TV. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I just
Right.
had a day with him, like to like sit with him or and whatever, like I can, you know, By the way, I don't have a partner. This is hypothetically speaking. I know my brother's watching. He's probably like, "Who's this person she's talking about?" But
None of your business.
He'll find him. My brother will definitely make it his business. He'll be like, "That's my sister. That's my business. I'm coming after you right now."
Facts.
Yeah. But just hypothetically speaking, so I think like I actually went out on Valentine's Day. I think I made cookies for brother and I on Valentine's Day because I also grew up. My brother and I celebrated together, so we'll buy each other gifts, which is also stupid because we buy each other gifts all the time. But like,
no, that's not stupid.
I was excited for a second. I'm sorry.
To go.
He really wants me to get married. I don't know. Like my grandfather would.
He wants some nieces and nephews and all sorts.
Yeah. Oh God. Like it's unfortunate. My grandfather would always bother us about getting married, and he passed away a couple years ago. So now, like all of a sudden, my brother's been like voicing out, and then he's like, "Oh my God, I've become grandpa." I'm like, "Yeah, be quiet. You're not married yet. Go find yourself one." And then he's just like, "No, I need you to be married." And then we get into it, and it's like, but exactly. No, just pointing fingers because my grandpa isn't here to like break the. Because before we used to be like, "Grandpa, tell him to get married," and then he'd be like, "No, tell her to get married."
Wow.
And he'd be like, "You both need to get married." But like, it's just the old way. Traditionally, we should be married by now and having kids by now. So, but yeah, that being said, I think it's just another Hallmark shit holiday. I don't believe that it symbolizes love. That's what I believe of Valentine's. So, yeah.
As someone who used to work for Hallmark,
that's right.
I feel you.
No disrespect.
No, please. Like, I'm so thankful not to be working there any longer. I'm very thankful for my time at that store, but like, it was clear that I had to move on when I did. And when I think about it, and when you mentioned how you would spend times with your friends, and like, give like those. You remember when you like went to like primary school and like, or more specifically elementary, when you had to get like a sweet and like a card for everyone in your class.
Yeah.
That meant a lot to me because my mother she raised us very conservatively, and so like I remember a time we couldn't participate in like Halloween parties, right?
Yeah.
And so we had to like sit in the library or something, but we were able to like get Valentines. So that was my time like especially, and going to the elementary school where I went, families were very affluent. So like and it's not like I didn't have candy already in my life. Like my father, God rest his soul, like he worked as like a salesperson for like gas stations. You know what I'm saying? Cause so he had samples of all like the latest candies all the time. But like, it wasn't really stuff I had access to. But like if like your classmates are giving you sweets or whatever, it's like, oh, this is mine, and like like someone at least had the thought to say, gotta get one for Chris too, and such. I don't know if we really participated ourselves in like getting like if we had like the budget at home to like get stuff for all of our classmates, but I think I think at that point like companies were like, oh, like all these families are gonna come in, gotta get those those bundle bags. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
I probably did, but I don't remember, and I know I kept a lot of those Valentines and such every year, and all the way until like maybe 2011. I look back on those things. It's like, oh wow, this person, wow, like this class and this teacher. And so that's great. I do appreciate that, and I have
appreciate the memories.
Yeah, memories are great, and I have to keep myself in check because I've been because here we have you, V, that's very like sparingly using the term love and like physical affection and such.
Yeah.
And me, I'm very just like liberal in the ways that I'm telling people that I love them and such, and I love this music, I love this food, and so as I get older, I'm trying to be. I want to be more careful about how I like express that and how I say it out loud because it's very significant. It's very important. Some might even argue that there's nothing more important in this world than love.
Yeah.
And when I consider like the context of your song, the way that it sounds,
Yeah.
the disdain and disgust in your voice, and
Yeah.
like the I might say hypnotizing like sounds of the chorus. It's like this is what happens when like you you underestimate or like abuse the power of love, because it means a lot to people. And like and like love is kind of like the Force from Star Wars. You know, it's like Luke is like, oh, what's the Force? And Obi-Wan's like, how do I even begin to explain this to you? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Love
Yeah.
manifests itself in many ways.
Yeah.
And so in like in relation to like when we think about like not agape, that's not some like religious spiritual stuff. Like when I think about eros, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, romantic, like lust in a lustful way, or just like in a very passionate way, and like in like
Yeah.
those classy like romantic movies kind of ways, like those
Yeah.
cheesy like rom coms by the way. And a
Yeah.
quick side note: this
Uh-huh.
year I saw the movie My Best Friend's Wedding with Julia Roberts,
Oh, really?
and it's so refreshing as a person who has watched a lot of rom coms and whatever. It's so
Yeah.
refreshing to see a lead character that's like misbehaving all in the name of love get their just desserts.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, because I consider you a millennial, V, and like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm definitely one.
Yeah.
Far too long has our generation been like advertised a concept of the things people will do for the people that they love, and it being very troubling, very problematic. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we far too often do we see bad behavior like rewarded,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's how we get to songs like yours, where it's like, listen, like you can't just treat me any old way if you say that you love me, like.
Yeah. And I think like going back to the chorus, I actually sang it in a way to mock. So the reason it's so hypnotizing, and the reason it's like so like the harmonies itself are so high, is because I'm actually mocking you. Because if you celebrate this for the sake of your love, and that's the thing, a lot of people on these holidays that are kind of completely made up get very lonely. And I actually, when I lived in Japan, so in Japan they celebrate Valentine's Day, but they also have another one called White Day, which is March 14th. It's kind of like on Valentine's Day, the girls confess their love to the guys or give them a treat. And then on White Day, they give them back their response. Like if they love them or not. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe they're all patient, but like I would never wait that long.
Whoa.
Like I was just like, but some people just get so lonely. And like Christmas is another romantic holiday in Japan. It's not how do I put it? It's like here it's like a very religious family holiday, but there it's like another Valentine's Day. You go out on dates. And I can't tell you how many times I've been asked out by guys just to not be alone on Christmas or on Valentine's Day. And there was one guy I really liked, and I knew that he was asking me out on Christmas because he was lonely, so I actually rejected him.
He didn't come from a real place.
Yeah, I thought he was a cool dude, and he wasn't a cool dude, basically.
It's not a cool thing.
And
Hey guys,
I was like,
take notes.
yeah, I was like, look, man, I don't. But that's also me. Like, I don't easily feel very lonely. I actually most of the time prefer being alone, and so doesn't. I understand that you might be lonely, but you need to understand that I'm not the person for you for that kind of situation. So I was shocked. And then one time I actually so for me these holidays, but for me to wish somebody a good holiday, whether it be a made up holiday or whether it be a religious holiday, to wish somebody good doesn't necessarily mean I love you either. It's because I'm kind. So like one time I actually wished one of my guy friends who I have no attraction to, I was like, hey, and then like, I guess it didn't register to him that I'm also American. So we just always say, you know, Merry Christmas or like Happy Holidays. So I was like, I was like, he just happened to text me like, hey, a group of us are going to karaoke. You want to come? It would be on Friday, the next day or whatever. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And then just talking, I was like, oh, hey, it's Christmas. I'm like, oh, hey, by the way, Merry Christmas. And I myself, as an idiot, so this is the first year that this is the first time I'm in Japan. And me as an idiot, I've also forgotten that I'm in Japan. And then he said, I appreciate it, but I'm sorry. And then I'm like, bruh, I just said Merry Christmas. And then I was like, everyone's out there celebrating except you and me. So I just wished you a Merry Christmas. I don't. And then I was like, no, I apologize. And then I realized, I'm like, no, I apologize. I'm not interested in you. I'm just wishing you a happy day. And like, that's how, I mean, and like I grew up like that too. Like kids used to, like, everyone around us, I don't know if you remember, used to complain like, oh, it's Valentine's Day, and it's like, why? Go buy some chocolate for yourself. That's what I did. I'd buy chocolate for my friends. I bought chocolate for myself, and I enjoyed my day. And like, I think it's just, I think people, and like, when you're kids, it's different. Like when we're in high school, you're a different age, you got raging hormones. When you see your friend with like, her fifth boyfriend of the year, and then you're just like, well, shit, something's wrong with me. I can get that. It gets, you feel pressure, you're growing up, and, you don't want to feel lonely or left out. I get that. But as adults, I feel like you have no excuse. I think if you feel a certain ways because of a holiday or because of something like that, I think you need to definitely get in touch with yourself first. Figure out why it disappoints you so much. Figure out why you need to feel this love on this day so much. I think everyone should feel love every day, don't get me wrong, but I think Valentine's Day is a wrong reason. Or one day out of the year is a wrong reason. So that's just, like I said, this is just my opinion. I know people feel a ways for whatever, everyone has their reasons. Everyone has their life. I don't live everybody's life. Nobody lives my life. That being said, growing up the way I have, if I could just feel love I grew up with a lot of loss. So if I just have my family, or if I just have my brother there, and like, my brother and I, we're peas in a pod. Like without my friends know that without me, without him, there's no me. So we celebrate these. But keep in mind, now I'm telling you, I celebrate Valentine's Day, but it's not with a partner. Even if I was interested in a guy, or even if I was dating the guy, we never celebrated Valentine's Day. So, it's just like, oh, it's another holiday. They might have sweets on sale, or maybe I'll bake you something, it's just like something fun we can do or something, But as far as when it comes down to the romantic love, and like, if you as an adult, because of things going around you and things that you see around that time, like, hey, Valentine's Day is coming up, you probably should have somebody, don't listen to that. It's not true. It's not true. And there's a reason that you're still waiting. It's because the right one hasn't come along, and that's okay. Feel content with yourself before you go out and start believing that BS.
I'm with it. Protect your heart and just enrich the soil of your own love.
Exactly. Perfectly said. That's exactly what I want to say.
Well, in regards to soil,
Haha.
can you tell us about your new line, the one you're doing pre-orders for?
Nice segue, man. So
Thank you very much.
I tell you, Chris is pro. My new launch is the 420 collection. I call it Angel Bear on 420 because I actually use the Angel Bear logo to sell the 420 collection. Yeah, exactly. And I feel like
Where to
I
even
feel like
begin?
no matter what.
Where to even begin on
I
this?
know, exactly. I feel like no matter who you are, where you are, whether you're rich or poor, Republican, liberal, somehow we all have hemp in common. And
Is that so?
I feel like that. I feel like it's just like I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying they're all people of walks of life who like hemp.
Oh, who
That's all I'm
partake?
saying.
Gotcha.
Yes. I'm not saying it's what brings us together. Apparently nothing's bringing us together at this moment, and it's
Oof.
something we all need to work on. That being said, there are people of all walks of life who enjoy hemp. And 420 in the US is a huge holiday because of it. And another made up holiday, but a made up holiday that I actually love because I can enjoy it by myself. That being said, I think the main reason that I wanted to do it was because I actually recently started smoking medicinal marijuana. So, in the state that I live in, you have to have the medicinal card to be able to buy it. And when I went to go get my card, I was at my wit's end. My body was breaking. Nobody knew why. I mean, later on we found out why, so I was able to help myself. But even then, somebody like me can't take conventional Western medicine. I can't take it. My body can't process it. I mean, like vaccines are the only things that are pretty good to me, probably because you only get them like once a year. So my body isn't like so overwhelmed by it. But like even now I'm on allergy medications daily until I actually start my treatment to stop severe allergies. And even that, it's like this big, the lowest dose, and even that erodes my stomach. Like
Ooh.
it's just impossible for me to, like, I'll take one Tylenol and I'll sleep for like 5 hours. Like it's impossible. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is. But my body is extremely sensitive. It's always been like that since a young age. And so by this point I'm at my wit's end, right? And I take conventional medicine for what I need, but it's giving me major side effects. Like I can't leave the house. I have terrible stomach aches. I have stomach aches without being on medicine.
Oh.
So I'm like, look, I mean, I shouldn't say, but like where I live has, the card. I got to try something. Like I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't exercise. I can't lose weight and things. So, if you've known me for a while, when I started medicinal marijuana, I was actually around 200 pounds. And at that time, I guess we didn't know I had insulin resistance until I became diabetic. So then I was just like, so we didn't know what was going on with me because technically my levels were okay. Mm-hmm. So then I started smoking that, and I also used to smoke cigarettes. So if I'm honest, it wasn't, a negative for me. I don't enjoy the nicotine. It doesn't do anything for me, but like I enjoy like the habit of smoking. Mm-hmm. So like, I was just like, I'm probably going to be all right if I try this. And it completely changed my world.
That's incredible.
Like it's such a magical herb. It helped me sleep at night. I could eat again. I was losing weight because I was able to be more active. That being said, even when we found out my health issues, which, unfortunately diabetes wasn't the only health issue. Is that on your side?
It is indeed on my side. It's
gotcha.
A consistent thing.
Oh, it's okay. Oh no, it's okay. They play loud music out my door too. So, but like that being said, even with the medication I had to take, I had severe side effects, and I don't know how it happened, but the weed actually just dissipated the side effects. So I was actually able to take my medicine for my illnesses and function on the daily. And like, that's hard for me. Like, that's never happened to me.
Wow.
And, this being said, it doesn't work. Like, everything doesn't work for everybody.
Of course not.
But for me, this was a huge game changer because I'm the type of person that for my ailments, I take herbs, I drink teas. It doesn't have to be marijuana every day or hemp every day. It can be my teas and whatever. So I actually don't smoke every day. So, that being said, it changed my world, dude. Like, I can't even. So I was like, you know what? While depending on how I feel, I might not smoke on 420. I think it's definitely a herb that should be celebrated. And if you actually know the history of why it was deemed illegal in the first place, would blow your mind.
Racism.
Not only that, they actually it's so like it was weird because this is like long story short because I mean I don't want anybody to quote me on details. Yeah, but like I think it's like long story short, they actually used to use cannabis in medicine in the US. Mm-hmm. But then like I can't remember what it is, but the government did something bad, and to deter from that, blamed everything on that. Instead of calling it cannabis, they started calling it marijuana to make it seem more foreign and racist. And then everyone started being against it. And then I'm just like, did you really deny perfect medicine to the people because of something you did?
Yes.
And exactly. And it's just like, I mean, it doesn't surprise anybody anymore, but it's just kind of like, it is pretty interesting to see. And that's why, people now call it marijuana, is because, they used to call it marijuana to speak poorly of it. But it's actually, if you're somebody like me where natural medicine is what's keeping you functioning, it really helps. And it's like the most magical herb that I've taken because I have specific herbs for specific things. So like specific teas for specific ailments that I have, whether it be nausea or inflammation, or everything is basically stemming from inflammation, but certain things help allergies. So certain things help my sinuses, certain things help my stomach, certain things help clean your blood. But this baby is like magic. Like, I don't know what it does, but like, I mean, it takes away the side effects of conventional medicine, which a lot of people have issues with of conventional medicine. While it helps the specific ailment, it's causing other issues. So, I mean, I thought that, for me, for somebody like me where natural medicine helps me more, it's definitely something to be celebrated. And it's also something that I'm starting to get to know about, not only just the herb and its history and, but also how it pertains to me and my health. So I thought, it's just something I wanted to celebrate. It's actually thanks to this herb that I'm able to function. Like, I mean, I don't know if brother is listening anymore, but I've actually been on this couch in the fetal position, sweating and crying as an adult because of how much pain I've been in, especially because of my stomach. So, it's something that I definitely just wanted to celebrate. And it's definitely something that I've come to understand and appreciate why. I mean, like, not everybody's probably using it for the herbal benefits, but, yeah, but nevertheless, I can see why people celebrate it so much. So, and why people use it so much.
And so. Now you have some now you have your own part of that. Like now it's
exactly.
It's a world that you it's a path that you walk, and now you can reflect it in the clothes that you make.
Exactly. And it's also part of a culture that I'm happy to be behind. So, it's something to be appreciated, especially if it's something that can help a lot of people in the world. And like I said earlier in the show, there's a lot that is disconnecting us recently in the world, and we could all use a lot more love and a lot more ganja. So.
Wow. as someone who's really never like partaken, like I
Right.
had like there's a friend in my life, and we were having a party,
Mhm.
and this friend, she's like, why want like what can we do to get you to smoke with us? And
Oh,
because
jeez.
I've been like straight edge for like 28 years, and I almost broke edge once, and I
Really?
ended up not doing it because the person that invited me wasn't partaking, and I didn't want to be by myself. And
Yeah.
I realized once I got there, it's like, oh, like I don't want to do this. I'm not ready to. I may never be ready to. But the stipulations I gave my friend, there are three. One, um, if I became like physically injured and the
Mhm.
thing they recommended to me wasn't working or not what I wanted to do, like maybe like say for yourself, then I consider like getting a card and like partaking, you know.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
you know, because I think it's safe to say I have no evidence to back this up, nothing
Okay.
officially from a doctor or
Okay.
medically, that I'm most likely ADHD.
Mhm.
I've yet to like go down that path and figure that out, but that's what I like to think that I've got going on in here, and
Okay.
I'd also like to believe that I'm mildly depressed. So
Okay.
if there came a day, month, year where it's like I'm so like just like mentally embattled that I can't even like get up in the morning, go to my job, eat a meal, what have you, then it's like maybe I'll consider start smoking, and maybe that'll help me like get through the fog in my mind and go be a person again. That's the
Yeah.
second stipulation. You know, if either of those two things to occur, like if I'm down to like my last dollar, you know, kind
Yeah.
of like in a situation like yourself, then like okay, like I should consider all the options that I have. But the
Yeah.
third one, and this is the most important one, I won't partake or consider partaking until every single person that's incarcerated in regards to like marijuana, weed, whatever you want to call it. Like if
Mhm.
you've been unjustly imprisoned on some weed shit, I'm gonna need you to be free before I can like enjoy this. Because there's
Yeah.
no reason like for me in my household, there are far too many people getting rich selling weed when
Yeah.
like a lot of other folks like had no other options but to sell weed. And
Yeah.
like I just feel like with the way that like the world is changing every single day in
Yeah.
regards to like this particular plant, I want to make sure that like everyone who knows about it, everyone who had like a hand in it gets to participate, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't I like I am it's a very volatile political time right now. And
Mhm.
if you watched any of my content, you know where I stand. I'm
Oh
very
yeah.
like I'm very much in the left sphere of the world.
Yes.
And so when I think about all the states that have legalized and all the states
Mhm.
that won't,
Mhm.
I'm like I'm not a very learned person. I like to think, I like to talk, but I don't have a degree. You know, I don't have no undergrad, no graduate, no
Right.
master's, but
Right.
I'm thinking like I'm a caveman, if you will. I'm a very simple person, and so I see weed, and it's like, hey, this helps a lot of people, and we
Yeah.
could use that to help even more people, and like we have like studies have shown, research has shown, books have said, like way smarter people than me have shown us evidence that the plant
Yeah.
itself has numerous uses that I don't see utilized in every day, and I'd like to. And so
Yeah.
I wish that the everyman, the every woman, like the GNC, like could go. I mean, and I could do this right now. Who am I kidding? I could Google it right now if I really wanted to. But like,
Yeah.
if they're, I wish and hopefully maybe somebody who sees this, who's in that world, can like take a look, can maybe like send us something, send you something, send me something, send like something in the comments about how the things that can be done to like get these jerks, like these awful people, to like just overrule their like restrictive point of view in regards to it.
You know what? If I'm honest, they probably do it behind the scenes. They're just sitting there just because they want it, and they don't want everyone else to have access to it. I mean, my image of the people that are higher up is that in the background they got drug dealers who sell them drugs, and it doesn't even have to be weed. I guarantee it's everything else that they're trying to stop in the country, saying that it's bad and wrong, but I guarantee a lot of them do it behind closed doors. It's like infamous that like how many like high class, even saying high class doesn't feel right, but like, you know, higher powers, you know, how many that, you know, but like a lot of these drug dealers and a lot of sex workers, for example, as well, you know how many powerful clientele they have. They're not going to let their secret out because they do good business. World goes, I mean, honestly, the world goes around, and like but there's a reason. There's a reason that they do it, is because they think it looks like a good image as long as they can keep their own secret. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like, you know what? I don't even know how to word it, so I'm not going to attempt it, but I feel a lot of ways. I feel a lot of ways about the people in power.
Yeah, I do too. I will say this thing, and we'll keep going about your product. Chris Kennard definitely supports sex workers, so like, make of that.
I
do too. Exactly. If you have an OnlyFans, congratulations.
Yeah, there were so many times in the last year, I'm like, if I just start an OnlyFans, I'll be able to make ends meet. And then I'm just like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe I have to be like a certain.
What you're doing now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree, but I feel like there's always, maybe it's just me looking on the outside, because I am not a sex worker. Let me just put that out there. But when I see it on the outside, and when I talk to a lot of people, I mean, sex is something that doesn't leave your mind. So you're always going to go out and look for, and there's always going to be something that caters to a certain person. And so that's why there's so many individuals that can be successful enough on OnlyFans to at least make a living. And I'm just like, well, that being said, and that being known, and like sometimes I'll just be sitting here on my phone next to my brother, and I'm like, what if I started an OnlyFans? I get in my rut, because like because a lot of people in the last year have turned to OnlyFans to make a living, because it's just been, and like, you know, it's something that a lot of people didn't even think they were going to do, but now they make such good earnings out of it.
We love to see it.
Yeah, and I'm just like, man, I don't have the personality to do it. For some reason, I don't feel that I could do it, for whatever reason. Maybe because I grew up conservative, and like it just doesn't enter my mind to be like, hey, start an OnlyFans so you can get money. But, and I don't mean get money to be rich. I mean to make a living. Yes. And I just like that. I don't think I could do it. I just stay with my artwork. So
I want to say something as your friend. I want to say something real quick. You can do anything you put your mind to, including starting an OnlyFans.
You know, I've actually, if anybody out there who's listening, I've actually, Patreon, I didn't really, it didn't mesh well with me. I don't know what it was. Patreon itself is a great website, but I just didn't, I had only one supporter, and I wasn't able to get out there that much. So if there's like a fan-only website that is not an OnlyFans, because I don't want to put art on a page that's helping so many sex workers.
You don't want to take away.
Exactly. I don't want to take away. Exactly. So that being said, if there's like a fans-only website that is not OnlyFans that I can, share my art with, or if anybody who's interested in supporting my work for my art or music or fashion, please let me know in the comments, or please, DM me or send a tweet or something. Like, I would love to be a part of it. I do have a Ko-fi. I think it's Ko-fi. Yeah. But it's always like, please buy me a coffee. But I always write, please buy me a coffee. But like, that also being said, the donation is like $1. But I myself love if you could purchase a product. And I have a Ko-fi only shop that I only sell certain products there. So you can actually, the one I sent you, for example, the Bear Graffiti is a Ko-fi only product. Thank you. Is a Kofi only product. The butterfly print is now a Kofi only product. And there's a unique drawing you can get that's Kofi only. Yes. The sweatshirt that he's wearing, you can actually buy on my website. I still have a few left. So that's from my very first collection, my Dream in Color collection. So yeah, but if y'all know, like, help your girl out.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Not very social media savvy, so I do my best.
I also want to say that the price of Valentine's is $1. You know,
That's right.
in a very iTunes sort of way.
Yeah.
Not everyone has access to like putting their work on streaming services just yet. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
I think about and speaking of music, yesterday when we were on the phone, we wanted to talk about the Grammys that took place last night.
That's right.
And I asked you to listen to the Record of the Year nominations.
Right.
And for those who don't know, like the difference between like Record of the Year and Song of the
Song
Year
of the
is
Year.
that one award goes to the actual music. And the other half goes to the production. You know, the folks who mix, the mastering, the engineers. Those are the folks that are getting recognized.
Yeah, so Song of the Year goes to the writers, and Record of the Year goes to everybody who works on it. So.
And like, I don't know diddly squat about like production. I'm kind of fascinated in it, but like one of the people that was nominated last year, who I'm a huge fan of, Jacob Collier. Quite a few YouTube videos of his have all like the stems and such that go into the songs he's written and made. And I don't have the 3 hours to like go
unfortunately
little detail. And I think it's so great. And like I always share them on socials because I'm like, oh, like this is so neat, the kind of work people put into to make these beautiful songs. Like I was out and about today and I was listening to Devin Townsend's podcast, one of my favorite Canadian musicians. And on his 8th episode, he talks about his album Synkestra, which was the first album of his that he mixed by himself. Because he found himself frustrated working with people who were like, oh, like, you don't know what you're doing when you mix and master. Let me do my job, you do yours. Because, you know, you get the mixes back and you're not satisfied. So it's like, like, I've been paying attention and, like, observing for all these years. Let me try it myself. And so, like, I'm very enamored and, like, astonished at these sort of people, like a Phineas O'Connor, who can like mix and master like
Phineas is a genius. He's actually written a lot of songs for other artists too. He's just he's so talented. I really love his work. I love his own solo stuff too.
I gotta try it out. I haven't heard anything just yet.
I feel like it was I guess, you know, maybe I should pull up the songs.
While you do that, I'll continue to tell the audience that like the nominations for Record of the Year are as follows. I made the time to pull up the link before.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. I suck
so. In case you didn't watch the Grammys or don't know whatsoever, the nominees for Record of the Year are as follows. Savage by Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce, Circles by Post Malone, Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa, Say So by Doja Cat, Rockstar by DaBaby and Roddy Ricch, Colors by Black Pumas, and Black Parade by Beyonce, and Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish, which was the winner. I have V here because I wanted to ask who would win the Grammy if you decided. And I also want to ask you another question, like who would you give the award to? But like who you really, because it's like I have my own idea of who should have won, but I have like
who you like.
It's like I have a selfish choice, but I have the right choice and the selfish choice. Who's your right choice and your selfish choice?
Speaking of,
so I apologize.
No, that's okay. It's speaking of that, it kind of reminded me because I did think about the right choice versus my selfish choice. Because remember when we talked about the Weeknd Super Bowl list, and I actually got, I believe, the majority, if not all, the songs that he performed. Yes.
Amazing.
And Thank you. And it's because it was the right choice as a performer. And as for the Super Bowl, what are you going to play? But if I had to pick my own, it would have to be a private concert. That's all I'm going to say.
We'll be on TV. That's
no way. Sure. No way. It got to be unedited and everything. No. I like me some Bad Boys. I ain't going to lie.
Abel, is you single?
I am single. My brother wants me to get married, so I just
Abel, hit the line, hit the tweets. I got a private jet in like less than 24 hours.
Oh, come on, man, please. Or at least let me do a song with you or something. I'll take anything by this one. No. I'm not easy and not easy meat. So just saying. Okay, so I did think about that. You know, I think, I did have this little thing. I have this opinion, and I swear to God, I don't. Oh, hey, Rod. I just, oh, sweet. Thanks. I just want to put this out there. I'm not poo-pooing this person. I just believe their fan base is crazy. Let me just say, I just believe that she would have been better on another track. That being said, I believe that Savage without Beyonce should have been nominated.
Interesting.
I don't believe, but me as a musician and an artist and wannabe performer, I idolize a person's performance. And like, I think I moved my hands and like scared my pigs. So if you hear them in the background, I apologize. Yeah, they're just snacking. So that being said, Beyonce.
Me too. So, okay, let me not sidetrack you. Beyonce, go on.
Beyonce is perfect in every way. And now she's like rapping and shit. I got nothing against this woman. In fact, I'm rooting for her. So that being said, congratulations to Beyonce on breaking the record of the most Grammys earned by a person. I think she has like 28 Grammys now because the Megan Thee Stallion song Savage brought her to 27, and then she won for Black Parade, I believe, and then that brought her to 28, which is amazing, especially as a Black woman. I think, Beyonce, you're perfect. That's all I gotta say. That being said, I don't believe, so I've heard both. I've heard Savage and I've heard Savage feat Beyonce.
Yeah.
I think had it have been another song, maybe Beyonce could have added more, but I felt like she didn't add anything to the song. I feel like really? Savage, yeah. So I feel like, because I feel like Savage brings out so much of Megan Thee Stallion that she had to step back to add Beyonce, I believe, for no reason. Because knowing what Beyonce has done in the past and what she's doing now, I just feel like there could have been better. You know, I'm not saying the track sucked. That's not what I'm saying, because it was actually on my top to win Record of the Year. I just believe that Savage, as a Megan Thee Stallion song only, should have been nominated instead. Even that being said, with Beyonce on it, it was still on my top. It's just how I felt about the song, because I believe it was a Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion song equally, but I don't believe Beyonce added her track added anything to it. That's all. I feel like it was a great song on its own, and with Beyonce on it, it's still a great song. Like, nothing blew my mind. Does that make sense?
I both agree with you and disagree with you with respect.
Why do you disagree?
Okay, so here's the thing. When
but they're also both from Houston, and they shout out Texas in the song. I love that part, though. I was like, shout it out. That's perfect.
Shout out to H-Town, bro. Um, so I heard like the Sugar EP, um, right when it came out. I want to say maybe like
I
within a
heard it
month
a
it came
long
out.
time ago.
And like I also love there's like a shit ton of music videos for the Sugar EP. There's one for Captain Hook. There's one for Bitch, and uh
Oh,
there's,
real quick, can I share something real quick?
please go ahead.
When I listened to the songs for Record of the Year, I made sure to just listen to the record. I did not watch the music videos.
I see.
Go ahead. Because
Yeah.
I knew that would change my opinion from the song, the record itself, and I wanted to focus on the record and not the music video production.
Oh,
So,
we definitely should have like another conversation about
because I'm
like
sure if I saw a music video, my opinion would change. Because performances always change my opinion. There's always something about live performances, video performances that always change my opinion. Like a song can be trash and you give me an awesome music video, I'll be like, wow, this song's lit. When the song isn't really lit, the video is awesome. But like, it completely changes my that being
If you know,
said,
you know.
that being said, when I listened to Record of the Year for this podcast, I made sure to just listen to the record. I didn't want to see nothing. I just wanted to hear everything. So that being said, go ahead.
Right. So, man, it's like, cause I definitely wouldn't have picked Savage to win Record of the Year, but like it would have been a good choice because I consider myself now part of the TikTok generation, and
I'm
man,
not there
like,
yet.
and honestly, as a person who's selling music, I would consider going there. Like,
Oh, I've actually been told that by Michelle too. She actually said, just due to everything becoming so viral on TikTok, you got to do and then she actually said it for my art because there's a whole art community on TikTok too.
100%. You definitely should
So
like
maybe,
mix.
I have a TikTok. I don't know if I told you. I think you follow me, but I haven't used it since I downloaded it and then started wasting time on it. And then, but I do want to share this.
Please.
The reason I hated Savage when I first heard it was because of TikTok. I couldn't escape.
You know the Savage Challenge?
No, the Savage Challenge was fine. The original challenge was fine. I hated seeing everybody else and hearing the same clip of the song the whole time. Like, when something becomes so like repetitive to the point and then everyone just wants to do something because it's cool and they think they can be cool because they do it when really they just have I hate to say it, but like zero talent. I just like some kids do it and it's like a million. Like, but the girl who originally created the Savage Challenge was great. Then all these talentless kids get 1 million views for something that they ripped off. Like, nah. Like, there's certain things about TikTok that I severely dislike. Like, nobody knew this woman did it. And that broke my heart because this girl is so creative. Nobody knew she did it. That's why she had like some 10K views versus like, a pretty white girl who had like 1 million views because she was able to do the challenge. If you practice hard enough, you can do anything in your life. Let me just tell all you kids out there. You don't have to be famous from stealing other people's ideas. That's all I gotta say. Like, I have issues with certain parts of TikTok. And the reason I dislike Savage, I didn't even know what Savage was, but this is all I was seeing on my feed. And I don't know why, but I guess my TikTok at the time had no algorithm.
Mm-hmm. Right, you didn't like really
because I wasn't using it.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was just showing me Savage.
Trending, gotcha.
Yeah, and I'm just like, the hell is this song? I mean, the girl sounds beast, but what the hell is this song? What is this dance? And then I come to find out the song is super amazing, and Megan Thee Stallion didn't even think of the dance. Like, it wasn't her dance. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Who made the dance? And then I went down this rabbit hole, and literally like an hour rabbit hole to find the original dancer.
I shouldn't have taken you that long. I agree with you there.
And I'm like, this beautiful, talented girl who created this challenge for fun, which is awesome. Like, I mean, I'll give these kids that. I ain't no great dancer. I can't even I can't walk straight, so I wouldn't bank on me being a good dancer either. So that being said, I can understand. Like, if you put your mind to something, you practice really hard, you get 1 million views, that's great. But like some of y'all, that's all you do.
eat off others' plates.
Exactly. And that's all. And then like sometimes I just like randomly click to see who these people are, and I'm just like, well, what do you do except steal other people's ideas and take that? Like that's, I mean, you go viral for that. I understand you're pretty, but that's it. So like, I mean, it does you know, you take away because of the virality of all these things, you like take away from the original creator because you're just being seen so like showed so many different things. So, you know, my original opinion of Savage, I apologize, is
It's muddied.
because
Yeah.
exactly. That being said, when I heard the actual record, I was like, oh, this beast, she's beast. I need to know who Megan Thee Stallion is, and it ended up being she's a nerd. So I'm like, hell yeah, she's one of us.
100%.
She's one of us. I'm okay with that.
Real talk. I want to give a quick shout out to Song versus Song featuring Todd in the Shadows and Danny Roth. And Danny Roth being the older host, they have like an obligatory Grammys episode for their podcast. And Danny, he's like, yo, like, I'm a big Dua Lipa fan. Yo, like, I think Beyonce is like a deity. But like,
Yes.
I can't relate to these people, but I can relate to somebody like Megan. When I watch
Yes.
Megan's content on YouTube, Instagram, she feels like somebody that I could know at my job or in my neighborhood. And he didn't like say this he didn't say this like word for word, but like that's what I'm getting like verbatim what he's saying. It's like, oh, like when
But
Megan
I feel
wins,
the same.
we all win. And like he mentioned how cool it was to see Lizzo and Megan like chat like they've been friends for a long time. Because they can relate to one another. They're in the same genre, they're in the same business. And like to see
You're in the same boat.
Yeah, to see them celebrate one another makes us all happy. And like it sounds like just like we're a bunch of Megan stans, which we kind of are basically. It's so good to see someone like Megan who's gone through so much, losing her mom, being like shot by a
Oh yeah,
monster.
she was shot. Oh god.
Quick, fuck you, Tory Lanez. I fucking hate you. Fuck you, Tory Lanez. Like to see her just like come win and like be like
she got shot, lived through it, and still kicked everybody's butt at the Grammys. Like that's crazy.
If I can have a mini tangent, I wish that like the year we heard about Megan, she could have won then, but I don't think she was as much as a mainstream star as she is now.
No.
Because the record that I got to know her from was still like I think during like the Tina Snow portion of her career, I believe. I think she still had a couple like album releases out when I really got to know her as an artist. But like because I have like this strict weird rule that like the year like you become a household name should be the only year you could win Best New. Because Dua Lipa, who I mentioned earlier, won Best New. But I'm thinking, I already knew who you were. I don't like the idea that you get to still win that. The same for Alessia Cara. Like the year that I knew Alessia Cara, I wish she had won because that for me was her best ever song.
Right.
That's neither here nor there. Wow, like we really went on a tangent with just like the one record.
Yeah. I just you know, I mean it's just like I think it's interesting. I you know, we just I figured this is going to be a long portion of it cuz we'll have so much to say about each record, and like I said, I don't want to be misconstrued. I like Beyonce. I love Beyonce. I love Megan. Yeah, I like exactly. I wouldn't. I mean, like, it's just like I wouldn't say something unless I really felt something particular about a specific record. That has nothing to do with the person. It has nothing to do with the people. It has nothing. It's just how it vibed with me. And all I felt was Savage by itself should have been nominated. Yes, it's what I prefer because Megan Thee Stallion shines so much in that song, and I feel like they meshed really well because they're both so dynamic. They're both so dynamic to the point that they were able to kind of share the space. Like we're both dynamic, so let's show them both that we're dynamic. I did enjoy the balance of the song. I just didn't feel it was necessary because Megan Thee Stallion by herself shone so much on that song. So, I mean, that being said, like if it were nominated, I felt that the original should have been nominated before the featuring Beyonce should have been nominated.
Okay, then
That's all I mean.
allow me to answer your question about why I disagree with you.
Okay.
It needed to be made because that's what Megan wanted. You know what I'm saying? And like,
Ah.
she made that clear.
Oh no,
Her
I
little mini
agree.
film. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
people are always asking me who I wanted to work with. I want to work with
Beyonce.
Beyonce. And
Beyonce.
like,
And I'm
we
like,
knew,
girl, get it.
and we knew that like, I feel like the world knew something was coming when we saw the picture of them together. You know,
Yeah.
in that black and white selfie with her. It's with Megan, Beyonce, and Ivy.
Yeah.
And like, I also love the tweet that said, "Yo, like, the three of the people in this picture got a Grammy tonight. This is beautiful. It's super
Yeah.
cool." And fun fact, Blue Ivy is only the second youngest person to win a Grammy at her age. Like, the youngest person who ever won a Grammy was on the soundtrack for "Oh Brother Where Art Thou," which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's cool. What did she win the Grammy for?
Blue Ivy has a writing credit and a vocal credit for Brown Skin Girl from Black and
Ah, that's right. That's right. Okay. Okay. I was like Blue Ivy. When I was like, what am I missing? I probably just forgot. I mean, can I just be honest out here? I work like 12 hours a day. If I can remember my own name by the end of the day, like I'm pretty lucky. So, yeah. But that being said, congratulations. It's hard to achieve for most adults.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that's one thing that I was very happy for is that Megan Thee Stallion got to recognize her dream of collaborating with Beyonce. So, that being said, just because of that, it definitely, like, I saw the record in like a whole new, like, I was like, this is Megan's dream and she hit that dream. Like, I mean, who am I to say what my opinion is of this record at all? But at the same time, just how it sounded to me was how it sounded to me. That's all it was.
And
So
I want to remember, because I agree and disagree with you. I agree in the sense that like the fanfare for me personally wore off very easily. It's
yeah.
It's like I feel like we're both in the mind of we both are where we are elated it was made, and like I'm like the world is better for it because the world is a better place because this song exists.
Yes.
It's like I give it its deference, and I moved on. I moved on a lot sooner than most people.
Yes.
And so
yes. It's just not as, like you said, the fanfare wore off so fast. And it's not what I had expected if I saw a feat Beyonce in a song. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of people, like, it could also be this. It could also be because everybody hyped it up. And sometimes when you hype up something so much, it's like, I'm just one of those personalities. Like, if you're going to hype it up that much, then like expectations are like through the roof. And then if I just don't hear something that I don't like, and suddenly it'll go down. So like, I mean, that could be it as well. You know what I mean?
I was just thinking to myself on the way home about Swift dropping 2 albums back to back, Folklore and Evermore.
Oh,
and,
yeah. I did hear about that.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
V, say hi to Sarah. Sarah, say hi.
Hi, Sarah.
Oh, you can't hear anything, can you? Okay.
Well, she saw me wave, right?
Yeah, they did. They saw you wave.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
It happens.
I'm still working on it. Sorry, Sarah.
A lot of people.
They saw me wave, right?
Yeah. Okay. Man, it's like, but here we have Evermore and Folklore. They're out. Mm-hmm. They're in the world, and I have to cover the albums for the show for Swiftie Shenanigans. But like for me personally, I probably wouldn't get around to it until after all the hype died down, because I have a lot of complicated feelings about it winning Album of the Year. But that's not why we're here today. And
right.
Please note that like Swift is nowhere to be found on Record of the Year, which is kind of surprising when you consider everything else that was up for the award. We spent a lot of time on.
Oh, that's right. She wasn't on Record of the Year, was she?
Not at all. We also have records like Circles and Don't Start Now. How do you feel about those songs?
The other song that she performed with the baby was better.
Levitating was inspiring.
I definitely thought that should have been nominated. That being said, I didn't really mind. I don't know. Just like a song that kind of existed. I love Dua Lipa. and her voice and her power. I think she's a fire performer as well. Not everybody can sound so great when they perform as she does, because her performance was very powerful as well. That being said, the record itself didn't do anything with me, because like her album is called like a futuristic nostalgia, and I get the vibe from those songs. That being said, I don't know, like it wasn't unique enough for me to be on record of the year.
Vina.
I gotta be honest. I feel like the one with the baby. I swear.
Legs more.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely does, especially compared to that song. Especially when she performed that song with this nominated song, it fell flat for me. So that being said, I just it's hard. It's hard because I'm sure that the Grammys have certain criteria.
They do.
To get to choose the songs that they do. So for me, being as picky as I am, my criteria just must be so different. Because it didn't live up to anything to me. Like I felt like I was listening to another pop song. That's all it was. That's all it was. And like there was nothing wrong with the production per se. There was nothing wrong, and there's definitely nothing wrong with her singing. Dua Lipa, I love your voice. I love your performance. You're fire girl, and keep doing what you're doing. I just think the record fell flat for me in this category. So just another pop song that and like 70s is so popular, and I feel like just now 70s are coming back somehow, but like somehow it's also kind of a cop out to make your pop songs better. Like I just didn't feel a damn thing. I was dancing and moving to it when it was playing, when I was listening to it with the brother. I was just like this. I mean, it's a catchy song. I'm like, you know me, I'll listen to anything. And if I enjoy it, I enjoy it. And I enjoyed it. But that's about as far as I'll go. Like, there's no real critique from me for it. Like, I have nothing to say. It's a good song. I can bob my head to it, and that's about as far as I go.
I think the only thing that's missing for, I think, the two of us, because I'm still like, as far as Dua Lipa is concerned, I'm still like enraptured by New Rules personally. Like I'm still like stuck on New Rules for Dua Lipa. That song means like it means a lot to me. And the Gent version by I can't remember the dude's name. But there's just like this bedroom guitarist I really like.
Mm-hmm.
Made a Gent version of Bonnie Cardi. That's great. And put some guitars on New Rules, and I'm pressed over it. I'm gonna probably drop that in the description. Don't Start Now has been with Public the entire year, so it definitely deserved a spot. But
yeah, I agree.
I felt the same way I felt about Savage Remix. It's like I don't know what's the term I'm looking for here, the adjective that I need. It's like, it's kind of like maybe like it's like a piece of fruit that I know is good for me, but I don't necessarily want it at the time.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we have a lot of cars over here.
No worries. I'm sure ours will be coming in too. So.
That's why I want to give him like the space for like rev, like he just like interrupts me when I'm talking, like. But
no.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's so terrible, because if I were in the car, then I'd be like, hell yeah. But then like me hearing it, I'd be like, oh, please no.
I'll keep that in mind when you're at the Autobahn.
No.
We have our dear friend Austin Post with Circles. How do you feel about Circles? It's his real name, I promise.
How do I feel about Circles?
Probably nothing based on that response.
Yeah, it's another Post Malone song. It's terrible. That's a terrible thing to say. Like I'm talking about these people like I don't feel that they're talented. It's just not the case. I just don't know why the records of the year this year fell so flat for me. It could also be because I don't know. You know
I can tell
what?
you what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, given the things that we enjoy, like that are like unfortunately like that aren't getting the like, you know me. I love it heavy. I love rock, and like but the kind of rock that I like isn't gonna get like the televised spot on the Grammys and such. And like I feel that, and I know you're in that world with me, and yours is a little more international than mine, especially if like you're heavy and you're in like not from Canada or like
Yeah.
a European country that speaks English
Yeah.
or whatever. Like you're not gonna get like the flowers that you deserve. And so when we hear records like these, unless they're like extraordinary,
Yeah.
we're like, okay, cool, that was nice, but like, where's the beef? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the thing. It's a little bit like it depends on really what you listen to all the time. And I think for me, like you said, I'm definitely a lot more international. Like I didn't even grow up like if I grew up listening to American music, I grew up listening to the classics like jazz, oldies, old rock, classic rock. People that we look up to in this generation to be able to produce and make the music that we do now. Like everything is recycled, and you know why? Where you get that recycled shit from is from them. And like I think so. When I've heard something before, but you make it, but like back then, you could see why it was unique. It was a new genre. It was a new sound. There's no such thing. So if you're going, there's no such thing anymore because we're all in a box now. Like for me, that's why like every time I upload a song, it has to tell me to actually pick a genre, which is ludicrous to me. I hate that. Like I don't think I'm unique enough to have my own genre, but at the same time, what does that mean? Like I don't like that's why people get so stuck. So now I'm sitting here listening, and like for me, I grew up listening to a lot of Indian music, for example, right? And our pop music in India is actually has traditional elements to it. That's what makes it Indian pop. You know when a song is produced in India or made in India. So for me, when you like there was a song made years ago from a Bollywood movie, and I even forgot the name of it now. And like for me, it's like, oh, it's called my Hindi is terrible because my family speaks Kannada, just to put that out there. But it's called Crazy Kiare, and it means I think it means to go crazy, or you make me crazy, something like that. And it's so like American hip hoppy, not hip hoppy vibe, but like it has like that record scratching and like the cool beats to it to dance. And I'm gonna say like 06 maybe, I don't know. Okay. But like the reason it doesn't sound like an everyday pop song is because that song actually still has Indian traditional elements in it. Like there's some sort of flavor that gives all its songs and where it comes from uniqueness. And I feel that that's what a lot of the pop songs here lack. So when you hear things, so like if you just grow up on American music, maybe you guys find things that are just so unique to that one piece that you're like, wow, this could be record of the year. But for me, when I listen to it, I'm like, what is this? It's so flat, especially when you have a queen like Dua Lipa and her beautiful voice on this track. Like the only reason that track is saved is because Dua Lipa sounds amazing on the track. Like that's how I feel. So like there's certain things that you understand from a broader sense of music in the world versus just listening to one kind. And I think you hit the nail on the coffin. Like that's exactly what it is. I think it's because I listen to too many things around the world, so I feel certain things just lack, so like when the oomph, exactly, there's no oomph. That's how I feel like about Dua Lipa's song. There's no oomph. And I was just like, that's how I was just like this the whole time. Yeah, and I was like this the whole time, which is fine. And then the song ended. I'm like, oh.
Okay, now what?
Exactly. And I was like, well, I gotta listen to the next song for Record of the Year. And then I even asked brother, I was like, what'd you think? He's like, I liked it. I'm like, yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I liked it. It was But how'd you feel about it?
I don't want to mince any words about about circles.
Oh no,
Circles.
I'm sorry, circles. We were talking about circles, but suddenly I was thinking about how flat
Don't
the
start
Don't
now.
Start
Yeah.
Now was, but circles also fell flat for me.
Um.
Because I've heard more oomph from Post Malone before that I heard this song and I'm like, oh yeah, I like it.
Um. I think I'm very partial to circles, but I think it's because I'm a sad E boy. But
Oh
circles was
yeah.
banned in our home. Thanks to my beloved partner. Like we don't care for like the woman dope
Sarah,
that is Austin Post.
oh no. Wait,
Yo,
why does Sarah dislike it?
hey Sarah, why do you dislike circles by Post Malone? Um, Seasons change, but
Oh
I let
yes.
it go.
Yes.
Self-explanatory. Oh, it's just boring and repetitive, and I can't stand. Oh no, please.
Sarah's that happy
You
type
see
of
what I went
person.
with?
I like a little spice.
Sarah, I'm with you. I feel
Thank
it.
you, Sarah. V, this has been a lot of fun. We have like less than 10 minutes. Let's
Oh,
go to the
geez.
lightning round.
Okay.
All right, so we have we'll talk about the winner. We'll give like the last 5 minutes to the winner. But we
Okay.
have Black Parade, Colors, Rockstar, Say So. Let's start with Say So because I have a mini PSA. Hey folks, if you love Doja Cat, congrats. I'm happy for you. Do everything in your power to get her off Kemosabe Records. Fuck you, Dr. Luke. That is
I
all.
agree with that. I agree
How
with
do you
that
feel about Say
statement.
So?
I agree with that statement, but my PSA is I don't believe Doja Cat has really apologized for anything she's done unless I've missed it. So just saying.
Maybe
I
the
mean,
stands like put like the in case you missed
but
it.
that's the thing about stands, right? Like you guys blindly follow people. You guys should be able to think on your own. Like I would hope that my future fans would know when I did
We'll hold your
something
feet to the
wrong and
fire.
would let me know when I did something wrong. Like, hey, certain people don't appreciate that, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't my intention. Okay. I mean, like, I think the things that she did, even if she's sorry for, I don't know how far that's gonna go. That being said, I mean, you can't blindly follow people. Then you lose yourself. Like one of the things I stand for is being yourself. Even if you like my work, I like people. I don't ever want to be a role model in my life. I don't mind being an inspiration to people and I don't mind inspiring people, but I don't ever want anybody to blindly look up to me. That would bother that I'd be like, but then who are you? Why do you care so much about what I do when you don't follow your own footsteps? That concerns me. I love your love and I love you too, but that's not what we're talking about. We want to help
Drink a giant thing of almond milk.
What?
Giant. I shit you not. Identical to the.
Are you still playing? Are you still playing Deltarune?
Yeah.
I love you. Was there anything else that you missed?
No, that's all I wanted to say. But that being said, Doja Cat, she's a fire performer, has amazing vocals. I don't know if you guys have seen her Colors show performance on YouTube. You can tell just from that show that she knows how to control her vocals. That being said, I think she's just another pop star. Say So. If I have to listen to Say So one more time, I think I lose my mind. I don't like the track. I don't like the record. Has nothing to do with her talent per se. And it's like an overall cute song, but record of the year? Like I don't. If I have to hear Say So one more time, that's how I feel about Say So.
It's the same thing for like Don't Start Now. We spent the entirety of 2020 hearing Say So.
Yes.
Like the Say So challenge was big on TikTok and such. And
I didn't even know about that, and I heard Say So much. And then like you had mentioned when we were talking on the phone that the girl then I think she's from Indonesia and she did the Japanese one.
I want to shout her out on the show because I think she's spectacular.
She's amazing. I love her work. But then, like, I know people who didn't like Say So, but who liked her cover, and that didn't make sense to me because, I mean, she covered the song, except did it in Japanese, and she has a very J-poppy voice, which is, you know, cute for what she does, and it's beautiful, and she's extremely talented. So if you guys ever watch her YouTube channel, you should. But it's just the track. Like, I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. And then everyone thought for some reason, like, oh, if you don't like the original, then at least you'll like the Japanese one. I'm like, I didn't like that either.
Shout out to you. We're big fans over here, girl.
Yes, big fans, big fans. That being said, the Say So cover was amazing. I just don't like Say So.
There you go. I'll leave it at that. Let's move right along. We have... Okay, let's make this interesting. This is a question that you hear on most podcasts. You have Black Parade by Beyonce, Colors by Black Pumas, and Rockstar by DaBaby. You get to save one of them from, like, all right, history only gets to remember one of them. Which do you choose? And
Black Pumas.
Okay,
Black Pumas. Yeah, no question.
Okay, but why would you? What about this song speaks to you more than the others you do?
I think if history were to oh wait, you said history as in history,
as in like,
or music history,
no,
because they're two different things.
In general, like from this Monday forward. We would only know about one song. Like you would erase the other two you would erase the other two songs from existence completely.
Oh, that sucks, man. Like, do you know the songs that? Oh wait, hold on. But do you know the songs that you picked and the historical significance between two of them versus one of them?
And to be all right, before I answer that question, let me say this, because my choice is Black Parade because I like Black Parade, and Colors is a spectacular song. But here's what I don't like. Here we have a very interesting and like unique band in Black Pumas. But before the Grammys last year, like in 2019, I had no idea who they were, and they got nominated for like several awards. And that frustrates me. I'm thinking, if Black Pumas is such a good band, why wasn't the team that's putting money into their tank doing more to put them on adult contemporary radio? Because like I hear like the R&B of my parents' I hear my parents' music when I hear Black Pumas, and so like I feel that like you guys like you pull the wool over my eyes when like I see them because like they certainly deserve to be at the Grammys 2 times in a row. The music speaks for itself, but damn it, it's like it feels like Black Pumas is like an industry secret that like I just got informed of, and I don't care for that kind of behavior.
But then who are you angry at? Black Pumas or the industry?
I'm more angry at the industry because Black Pumas is fucking great. I love.
They're great, right? So like, if we were just talking about history in itself, then I would say Black Parade or Rockstar. Either one. I think the people who wrote it, for why they wrote it, and the symbolism behind it is so much bigger. Especially because DaBaby, DaBaby is kind of, he's starting to become well known. But Beyonce's Black Parade, I don't think, because she's such an icon that it would have to be remembered. There's no way that I would ever choose that to be erased. That being, but now we have Black Pumas, who is kind of the new thing, and they're just yeah, exactly, and they're just starting. So if I had to choose, they'd be erased. But I know of Black Pumas actually before 2019.
How? Please tell me how.
Or maybe was it 2019? I think it was 2019. It was
pre-Grammys, right?
It was pre-Grammys because I heard them on the Colors show, and then I listened to their stuff on Spotify. So then I was just so intrigued. If it were me, from the criteria I go to, which means this is my selfish choice, would be Black Pumas. Black Pumas should have won Record of the Year. If I were doing a smart choice, I would have done Savage. I liked everything but
See you later.
Bye. But I think Billie Eilish's record was probably the most relatable for me.
Relatable. Tell us about that.
I think they wrote it about each other, and I often say this to my friends. I don't really say it in public, but if I didn't have my brother after so much that happened to me when I was younger, then I probably wouldn't be here myself. I think I can understand where the song comes from, especially when it comes from such a dark place. Now, I don't know what Billie Eilish and Phineas themselves have been through, but I understand their attachment. So to hear that, like for me, when I have bad days, I really only have my brother to turn to, and vice versa. Like there's not a thing that I would do without him. Like my success is his success and vice versa, which is why I work so hard. So I mean, it's very, very relatable to me. I owe my life to my brother. That being said, I just but Billie Eilish was unique enough to be record of the year for me too. But I think for me, Black Pumas was just so crisp in their sound, in their recording, in their record. And that's not something that you can tell by the way they played in their performance, that's not something that they did digitally necessarily. Digital, exactly. It's, of course, digital cleanups here and there, we all do it. I'm talking about their raw talent shown in the record. And it shines in their performance. Like it's just so raw, and like I said, you have to check their Colors show after this, but it's just so, it's not something you see anymore because people rely so much on digital. And while that in itself is very difficult for a lot of people, like I'm more of a raw music person. Like I'm not very good at digital stuff, even though I use a lot of digital stuff because that's what the game is. But that being said, it is just not only a different vibe, but they did it different vibe for this generation rather, but they did it well, and it was clear. So they would have been my selfish choice if I'm honest. Black Pumas should have won. Yes, or but then I thought the smart choice would be Savage, but then they gave it to Billie Eilish, which Billie Eilish was my in between. Like Billie Eilish would be my selfish but smart choice.
Did you? All right. So towards the back half of the show, my phone died, and I was streaming the Grammys on my computer, and I didn't want to go from like screen to screen because my computer is showing an age. So I wanted to like make sure I didn't interrupt, but Sarah was getting ready to go to sleep, and I wanted to get out of their room so I could just like watch the rest of the show and like finish my dinner. And so I missed Billie's speech, and
she just brave. Oh, so good. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's like people are like saying that Billie had a Macklemore moment when Macklemore won Best Rap Album over.
And should have given it to Kendrick. Yeah.
And so
I agree.
Well, we all do. And so and no shade to the Mac. Like he's a talented rapper. He's a good father. He's a cheeseball who isn't cheesy these days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I definitely blame the Academy for giving it to him over K-Dot. And look, because they've snubbed K-Dot several times. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Like it was clear how uncomfortable Billie was in the 2019 Grammys.
Yeah.
Her sweeping. You could see the discomfort on her face. And so, and like that Todd in the Shadows fellow I mentioned from Song vs. Song had a great tweet where he's like, it's so ironic. And you know what? I'll use this. I'll go up in the comments from our beloved Rodimus. You'll find it very interesting how the Academy gave the award to somebody who sees the Grammy as a burden, but like you'll take Annabelle the weekend and completely shut him out for something so minuscule as performance.
Yeah.
And I also, and again, I'm basically like plagiarizing the song versus song podcast.
Yeah.
I want to give all the kudos in the world to the folks who made the clothes for the nominees and who designed the set for all the performers.
Yeah, they did an excellent job.
Oh,
it was perfect.
One tweet on my feed was like, "Can they just do this every year?"
And yeah.
Gotta say, I completely agree. If we're discussing art, you know.
Yeah.
So it's great that the people who perform for a living got to do that for the world to see and just like elaborate stages.
Yeah. I love it.
When Megan and
Cardi B
and Cardi did Wings and Pizza.
Actually, my brother and I heard that right before the Grammys, and we were laughing so much. It's so good. I was like, "This is amazing."
Oh, hold on, I see some new comments down here.
Bruh.
Okay. No, like, 'cause I thought that I thought WAP was gonna sound like crap on national TV based on the way they edit, but like. Everyone was having so much fun, and everyone looked so good.
Yeah, I know. They looked so beast. Man. They looked so beast. It was so good.
That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, I'm hoping that the Academy learns their lesson. Odds are.
Not to mention, I was shocked that WAP was. No, I wasn't shocked. I lied. But somehow I expected WAP. But if it was like People's Choice Award, it would have been WAP. But WAP wasn't even nominated in the Grammys, which is crazy to me. But they still had her perform it, which is also crazy to me.
Oh, it's great. I'm glad that they got a chance to do that since they it couldn't. I don't think they had any opportunity to do it right because it came out during the quarantine.
Yeah.
And
but if you're gonna have her perform it, then that's just kind of like, why didn't they have her do the? Why weren't they on the list? Because actually, my brother and I were like, it's probably going to be WAP. And they weren't even on the list. And I was like, that's pretty...
I guarantee they submitted the song for nomination, too.
Oh, yeah. Because, why wouldn't you? The people loved it.
Although, I have to give a brief shout out to Mike the Snare, one of my new favorite music YouTubers, did a 40-minute video about the Grammys. And, the eligibility period is very weird because, a good hunk of 2019 was the eligibility period for music, and I'm a very literal person. You know what I'm saying? If it's a 2020 Grammys, I don't want to see shit that came out in 2019 to be nominated. Unless it came out in December. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand December to February stuff. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But for stuff from the autumn, the fall of 2019 to be eligible for this shit, get the fuck out of here, dog.
But then if you don't have the stuff from summer 2019 eligible, then when they're never going to be eligible because it's an early year. So it starts at the beginning of the year. So the whole year is going to be out. So only songs that come out in autumn and winter are going to be eligible. It doesn't make sense because it's unfair to the rest of the year. Because they pass.
I'm not sure how I feel about that because I've been keeping my ear to the ground. I love music so much I want to explode, and so a lot of great shit has been coming out in 2021, and I haven't even begun to really dig through the crates as it were just yet, and I can't wait to make the time to do so because so often I just listen to shit I already like, and the few times I get to hear some new shit, I wring it the washcloth dry, you know?
Yeah, I think it's just I feel like the balance of how people are nominated and stuff is fine. I don't care for the whole thing. I like the celebration of music. I like the performances of the music. I like that the fact that they even dress up and give artists and designers and fashion designers their chance to shine during the awards as well. and costume designers, makeup artists, and things like that.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you guys. You guys just add that spice that I love. I'm Indian. If there's no spice in nothing, then I don't take it.
Problem.
Yes. That being said, how much care for the awards? Like, who are these judges in the, like, I don't know one judge's face because they, but they obviously have terrible criteria. Like, I mean, that's coming from me. I'm also kind of picky. I just don't listen to pop music and think it's flavorful enough. Like, you would never be on my record of the year list. You know what I mean? Like, the criteria is for the pop culture, but it's not for how good your music is. That's how I feel about the criteria. So when I see these songs and I listen to these songs, I'm like, what opinion am I supposed to have? They all sound the same. They all sound flat, except for the three that I named: Savage, Black Pumas. Oh, Rockstar was good too in its own way, but
I actually really didn't like that song, but that's
but I mean, the thing is, but that's just like another song to me. Like the beat was just another beat, and it was just like, it was another flat hip hop song. That's what it was to me. Hip hop pop song. You know what I mean? Like a hip hop song that would be popular. Mm-hmm. Same steady beat with the same steady beat with the lyrics. The lyrics were great, and I understand the message. The message is great. It brings a lot of awareness. That being said, it's a song that fell flat for me. Like, it's just another song that I'd hear on the radio, and I wouldn't even know when one song ended and one song began. That's the kind of songs that you hear on the radio. So for me, when I see the criteria of the Grammys, the criteria is what's good for pop culture. It's not what's talented in music. So when I see record of the year, I'm like, but then I have to remind myself, this is the Grammy criteria, not my criteria, or not a musician expert's criteria. So you have to kind of, kind of balance what you're seeing versus your opinion. And that's why some of them, like Black Pumas, honestly, Black Puma's record was so great, I couldn't believe it was on record of the year. That's how I felt about Black Pumas.
That's amazing.
They were so good. I immediately knew Black Pumas was my favorite. And then I was like, I can't believe they're on record of the year. That was literally my comment right after. The song just started, and I felt that way. So I'm like, y'all are too good. How the hell did you bag record of the year?
Listen, I'm going to say this and we can get the heck out of here.
Okay.
The mission from, like, the beginning of the Grammys, again, copying off, like, the homework from Mike the Snare. Mm-hmm. 5 rich dudes wanted to, like, steer the boat in a direction they saw fit. 5 white men were like, you know what? This is a new thing called rock and roll. The blacks are playing it. We don't want that. We need good music. Ella Fitzgerald, Frank Sinatra. And fun fact, Frank didn't even win the first year he was nominated, so make of that what you will. And Mike the Snare's essay mentions that, like, one of the folks who gets to, like, vote on the awards, like, he mentioned how, like, when you're a member of the Academy, technically you can vote for everything that's, like, that's eligible. And, like, that's not necessarily I don't like the idea of that. Like, I would, like, if you're, like, say, because I believe Questlove is a member of the Academy. And I want Quest to.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
He said so, yeah. So I like the.
Come on, Questlove.
I love you, dog. Like,
I love him. Don't get me wrong. I'm just like, I hope you voted against everything that I'm. Because I actually respect his input for sure. I love Questlove so much.
His podcast is really freaking good.
Is it good? I haven't heard it yet.
So
I have to hear it.
Good. You have to listen to it. It's so good.
You have to send it to me after this podcast so I can. Yeah.
Questlove Supreme. He has Fonte from Little Brother there. He has one of his friends, Unpaid Bill, works on Sesame Street. His engineer, Sugar Steve, is there, and one of, like, his personal friends, Ilaia, is there, and she works in radio. They're all great people. They love music, and if you have, like, 3 hours to, like, just sit and listen to the people they talk. They spoke to freaking, like, Mariah Carey for 2 episodes. And, like, she's awesome. She does a great Aretha Franklin impersonation.
Does she really?
They toured together, and, like, hearing about her from her point of view is like, So eye-opening. Love
Oh
that.
man.
But like I want Quest to vote on all the hip hop nominations. I want
Oh
Quest
yeah.
to vote on all
Oh
the
yeah.
R&B like stuff. I want Quest to like vote on jazz record because I know he's very multifaceted. He has a lot of input for that kind of stuff. But I
Yeah.
don't want Quest to like vote on all the metal like nominations and such. Like that's not his wheelhouse, and he himself would know that. But he has an
Yeah.
option to, and he could gum up the works should he feel some type of way.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's the
But
kind
like,
of thing that
did
needs
you
to
hear about the
change.
medal? Body Count won the medal performance.
He was surprised. Yeah, he was like, "How did
And
I do?"
I was just like, no, they deserve it. They're amazing.
SC's
Body Count
hilarious. God bless
is,
him.
oh God.
That's
And
so
he's,
tough.
yeah, Ice-T is just that person that, a genuine person that you always root for. But I mean, even, just being a genuine person, like his Body Count deserved, like they're amazing. Have been amazing for so many years. Like they deserved it for sure.
Well, here we are. We put out like an hour 45 into this
I
thing.
know. It
Is
was
there anyone you
fun.
want to thank or shout out before we get out of here?
Thanks to whoever's viewing. I don't know who's viewing or who all's
We
viewing.
had the Stampede. We have Rodimus. For everyone who will see this after we're not live, like thank you so much for giving us some time.
Yeah, I know it was also an awkward time. Usually we're on in the evening. So I just want to say thanks to whoever popped in. I think the only reason brother probably stopped watching is because he's driving right now.
Roll safe, brother.
Yes. And thanks Rod for always supporting. Yeah, no, I just and thank you. Thank you for always,
Oh, it's my pleasure.
bringing the spotlight to me. I don't know how to do stuff, and then you're just like, "Nah, we'll get your products out there." And I'm just like, everything, like you've helped me so much on this journey, and it's I mean, thank you isn't enough. Just saying thank you isn't enough.
That's good
So
for me.
I just I'm so grateful, and I'm so grateful to have you as such a close friend, and always will be a close friend. And you know and I value, and like I don't know how many times I'm going to tell you this ever in your life, but I value your opinion very much because it's very structured, and it comes from a genuinely great smart place. And by the way, if you don't know, I'm complimenting Chris. He's underneath his hood. Don't hide. You deserve it. Don't.
I'm not here.
But no, I just, genuine thank you. You do a lot, and you help me out more than you know. And just, yeah, man, I love it.
Sure.
So, oh yeah, hell yeah, I'd love to hear from Rod. But yeah,
So just waiting to happen.
I know for sure. But yeah, I think thank you always for such a great podcast, and thank you for always listening and helping out. And another thing is I know you support good work, so that gives me confidence in my work. So thank you. Sometimes I lack it, and you always come at those moments that I really need a boost. So thanks.
Yo, it's just like everyone has their role to play, and I think of like my in regards to like music and whatever. It's like I'm an okay singer, and like, but
I like your voice.
Trash. Wait, what?
I like your voice.
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
Oh, it's so good.
No, but like straight up, it's like my pen is trash, and so I'm thinking I'd rather just spend my time singing stuff that I already know that that I'd like to try out. And because like the folks that are like changing the world with their music, I don't want to get in their way, and I want to be a cheerleader for for the ones who just like spend their time creating things. It means the world to me. Like it's like here we are in the midst of our pandemic. It's been a year since the shit began.
Yeah,
And,
I just got my first vaccine a couple days ago,
I need to sign up for mine because like I work retail, so I need to sign up for mine for real.
Oh yeah, no, I'll help you out afterwards. I know where to go.
Thank you. And so you think about like how much art has like got us through this last year. A lot of musicians and such, like people who work in the industry, the entertainment industry, the music industry, they're not eligible yet. Like they haven't been prioritized, and like we do what we do here because like art is so significant, because like when like the powers that be aren't doing their jobs to the best of their ability, when we have like evil people like running things around the world, it's like
Oh yeah.
where when we can't like trust our leaders or our bosses or our like religious like when we can't like trust like the pastors or the prophets or whatever the hell, like
Yeah.
we can like you
Always
know like
rely on artists to
we
tell
can
the
rely on
truth
art
about
to like we can
society.
rely on art, and so like I'm here to be like a champion for art because I want more creation and less destruction. Like
Yeah, exactly. And just to put that out there, I was not in the early group because I'm an artist or a musician. I was in the early group because I'm a teacher. So
see,
just saying out there, like, I'm not an artist that got her shot early. It didn't work that way. I have two separate jobs, and I actually am looking for a third job. So, you know, life's
buy the
real.
clothes, buy the music, please.
Yes, please, please. I mean, if you do really like my work, I mean, of course I do this because I'm very passionate about it. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be putting all my money into it. But at the same time, if you do support, at least, please spread the word for somebody who might be able to help support. Shit's real. I think people glorify artists and musicians because they see one side of it, which is on TV. And that's only if you can break the mold. A lot of us don't or haven't yet. So, we all have normal people jobs while we still do our creative things. So I just want to put that out there. So, we all work hard for what we need to do, but we also, but I'm one of the lucky ones that still, is able to support her dream as well. So,
Well, there you have it, folks. The link to V's website is in the description. As always, when I get on here, I want to remind y'all, drink some water. When you step outside, wear your mask over your nose as well as your mouth.
please.
Fauci is saying y'all should be wearing two because that Miss Rona, she's getting stronger every day. So bear that in mind.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter.
Yep.
Queer Lives Matter.
Yep.
And hey, in case y'all weren't aware, $27 million doesn't wash away the sin of a murder. So
Yes.
I won't waste too much time about that. Like if you
Also, speaking of, I apologize. I messed up Sarah's pronoun earlier.
these things happen,
So,
and like you
it's so funny because I was like, because a lot of my friends have changed their pronoun over the course of a couple of years. Yeah, and my brother and I will actually banter with each other to practice using pronouns. And it's crazy, like, because we know that we'll slip and we don't mean to slip. So I just want to put that out there. We're all learning. I'm still learning. I just want to put that out there. So like we'll banter for practice to be like, don't offend people. It's not our right. And then he's just like, and then
here we are just like realizing that like
we're all learning, and
like,
I just want to put that out there.
There's so many people in the world and like we all just want to like enjoy our time here. So
Yes.
like if you ever feel like discouraged and like not sure where like the light is, like it's in you, and like you look hard enough, you're gonna find like your tribe, your family, and like
yes,
even when like you get to like the top of your mountain, getting like if you're like in that rare position where like you've accomplished all your goals and like you've overcome all of your demons, it's like now that you've like finished your mission, you get to take on a new one, and like you'll never run out of like you'll never run out of like missions to accomplish.
Never run out of mountains to climb.
Exactly,
for sure.
Like, there's always like, everyone has their role to play, and like there's always like a hand you can lend. So know that and enjoy some art.
And I just want to say that the world revolves around, like we were talking about earlier, revolves around love. So just there's a phrase that I always say when I end something, and it's always be kind, be happy, and be healthy, especially to yourself. Because if you can't do that to yourself, then you can't do it to other people. So be kind, be happy, and be healthy. And if I'm honest, this weekend was horrible for me, and it just continued into this day. And we all have bad days. It happens. But you gotta pick yourself up. If you're not kind to yourself, you can't be kind to other people. So
We appreciate that honesty. We appreciate your art, and we appreciate you, V. Can't wait to do this again sometime. Please say goodbye.
thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me.